Imagine a drone flies up that's the size of like, I don't know, like
It's
2-3 feet
reaches
across,
it out.
and it's got a gun. And it says, "Identify yourself," and you're like, shakily show it your ID, and a little screen pops up, thumbprint. You're like, oh god.
they're like Acme drones. It's like, God, I don't know how it has that giant blunderbuss and that tiny little drone when it comes out.
I mean, they have drones with machine guns on them. If you've watched this Ukraine war, like they could absolutely. That's now.
Now, it may look like something you've seen before, but believe me, the technology in this baby isn't going to be out there for at least another decade.
Dude, the weirdest thing about the Ukraine war is that the drone footage, it's not like they're not doing any advanced warfare. It's literally just like, let's put a grenade on this flying thing and then drop it on some guys. And I've been watching all these videos where I'm like, man, that sucks. That guy looks super comfy in that trench. There's just a Russian guy just like, this is great. I'm having a great time. And just some fucker with a drone just goes, ee, and then just drops a grenade on his head. I'm like, oh, that's not
God,
fair.
getting eaten up by bugs. What a day. It's like,
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it though, and I was like, I kind of want to pilot the grenade drone. It seems like fun. Yeah.
You can go there and do that if you want.
I think
you have to be an elite gamer.
No, you don't. You could just lie and like get good enough with a drone, and then go over there. If you go over there with your own money and your own drone, they'll send you right out there and let you blow people up.
Sir, we can't access his COD account, but his racism is impeccable. I believe he's a real pub stomper.
He's a true gamer.
He's a true gamer. We could barely get through the interview.
Dude, and somehow this ties into Ukraine. Have you seen the Ukraine thing where they gathered the soldiers?
Yes.
All right.
Everybody's meeting for a goddamn meeting. And the boss is going to give us.
There's a little bit more to this. So there's this guy. I think he was a colonel or something. And in the winter, he organized a big offensive against the Ukrainians, and it went poorly. They lost something like 124 tanks that day. There's 4 people in a tank. They're not all dead, but let's assume like 200 people died and 124 tanks gone.
It was a 2-week period.
Oh, was it? Okay, my mistake. Well, anyway,
it was 140 tanks. It was considered the most disastrous tank battle in modern history.
But he lied to Putin about how it went and got promoted. So now he's in charge of this group of men that's sort of defending this hot spot where Ukraine is doing their counteroffensive and trying to take land back. And he has 200 men waiting there for a motivational speech. And he has them all, piled up, shoulder to shoulder, standing at attention for 2 hours. These 200 men were waiting for him to deliver this motivational speech. Of course, they don't want to be there. They're not that motivated, but they're waiting on him. Anyway, Ukraine sees this with their drones or whatever it is, and they just obliterate the area with missiles.
Uncle Sam called, by the way, for sure.
That could be. And I at first I heard all 200 died, and then I heard 100 died, and the other 100 were like casualties, which just means injured. And the Ukrainian military bloggers. So the Russian military bloggers. These are the people who are pro-Russian on their side, are calling for this man's execution now. So
yeah, they used the HIMARS. They call those HIMARS munitions the shotgun of God sometimes. So it's an airburst. It explodes above the target, and it shoots these like
pellets, like shotgun
shreds. They're not round. They're these like abnormally shaped tiny ninja stars and shreds of tungsten flying at an enormous speed. Let's just call it speed of light. And it makes this shock. They call it the God's shotgun for a reason. It's this huge circular pattern that is sprayed with this stuff. And you might think, oh man, better get in a tank. It goes through everything because it's tungsten moving at the speed of fucking light. Not the speed of light, I know, but just imagine it that
pretty quick.
Yeah. Might as well be. It goes through the tank and the armored personnel carriers and the buildings and the people and everything. And it's this instantaneous where like this huge area, like bigger than a house, way bigger than a house. Dude,
tungsten is not cheap. We found this out when we were looking up how much it is to buy cubes and spheres of tungsten. And my God, these things must make nukes look cheap.
Cost no object. Dude, I saw a HIMARS. I don't know my weapon systems like Kyle does, but you've probably seen the big Russian trucks that have missiles on the back that they point at the sky and launch them.
Yeah.
Okay. So a HIMARS shot at this thing before it did its shooting. And I'm looking at the damage, And my dumb ass is like, it's not that bad. Like I'll grant you, it looks like someone sort of hit it with a shotgun from distance, and there's little holes everywhere. And then you look more carefully. It's like, oh wait, that's not sheet metal. Those same little holes are going through the frame. Those same little holes are going through the engine block. Those same little holes are going through the electronics. Like this tungsten doesn't give a fuck what it's trying to penetrate.
Sci-fi like weaponry.
It just zips through. And the video I saw was a Russian mechanic who had been asked to fix it. So he's just cursing up like, what the fuck am I supposed to fucking do?
What do you want me to do?
Look at all these fucking holes. There's nothing. Like I have to replace
there are like fucking,
they're
like fucking 200 holes.
What if you had that foam sealant? They just filling up with yellow foam.
Just get the Flex Seal, man.
Yeah, think about the great American innovation, Flex Seal. Flex Seal, great American innovation will bring us victory in Ukraine.
Oh, did you see Iran's quantum computer they were bragging about?
No.
Man, so Iran has this big announcement. We've achieved a quantum computer, which is a big fucking deal. You know, the United States and China are doing their best at this. This is one of those cutting edge, bleeding edge technologies. And they show up a board. It's a $724 board you can buy off Amazon. It made in America.
I don't understand.
You can go, it has an Amazon link.
Yeah, I don't know. What does quantum computing mean?
I once saw this person.
It means they're no longer
very small
using
letters.
There's nothing physical moving anymore.
There's no more transistors or something. It's just there. This guy held up a glass of water, and he's like, "Imagine that this glass of water, all the molecules in it, were rearranged to like solve math problems. Then all of cryptography would be obsolete. All this, all of that, whatever." And I'm like, that's a glass of water. I don't understand. There's a huge missing step in this.
They're using molecules
the same way,
do the ones and zeros, right?
I don't know.
There's no way to know. It's just a cup of water, and it's a marketing guy with nice jeans and like a suit jacket on, probably talking about all the potential. And meanwhile, there's an autistic scientist back there, like that. None of this is possible. This is not
in my educational background that talked about quantum computing. I never worked with it. I never learned about it. I'm just a regular person who's confused.
I mean, what's wrong with the computers we got? You know,
non-quantum. My frame rate in Tarkov isn't high enough.
Yes. That's what the future is: quantum magic computing, and people being like, "This sucks." Like, this shit sucks. It took more than 1/8 of a 10th of a second to pull this up.
This computer sucks. I just lost a gunfight.
Yeah, I'm manually breathing again. This is the worst. So that's our future. We're going. It was Up, right? No, not Up. What's the movie where everyone's up in the chairs? The Pixar movie, and they're big and fat.
Oh, that's
Up.
No, that's when the little robot comes down.
That's Wall-E.
Wall-E.
Okay. We will get there. Truly, we will get there. Rascals were just kind of the first step, and it will be fully integrated that people will be floating around on chairs before we're dead.
What? It'll be more like Elysium, right? You ever see Elysium with Matt Damon?
Someone else was telling me to see that movie again.
It's not terrible. It's okay.